Hi, I'm Alan Carlisle, CEO and General Manager of Padre Dam Municipal Water District. You received this notice in the mail about your water and sewer rates. If you were unable to attend one of the community meetings that we held about the water and sewer rate adjustments, this video will provide you with the same information. And I think it's important for you to hear directly from me as to why we feel it's important and necessary to make these adjustments. It's a blessing for me to serve as CEO and General Manager for this water district. I was born and raised here in East County, raised my family here in Santee. And I think it's important for agencies, especially public agencies, to explain to their customers why it's necessary to make adjustments in fees and rates. And so my hope is that you will get answers to your questions through this video and that you'll learn a little bit more about your water district, Padre Dam. I do want to emphasize that this is your water district. The staff here at Padre Dam are here for a very short period of time in history. At the end of the day, this water district belongs to the community. This is your district. So I want to share a little bit about how essential the services are that are provided to you, the history of the district, the work that is provided on the system every day, and then we'll get right into your dollars and the proposed rate adjustments. First of all, water is like no other commodity. It touches every aspect of society, and it directly relates specifically to public health, safety, and our economy. The Water District was formed in 1955. Our mission is to provide highest quality service at the lowest possible cost. We have a rather unique water district, 72 square miles, a population of about 100,000 people. We have 4 core business components: water, recycled water, wastewater, and Santee Lakes. And it's important to note that Santee Lakes, we're very proud of it. And we're proud of the fact that it is self-sufficient. It does not receive any tax or ratepayer subsidy. So none of our water or sewer fees that go to the district go to Santee Lakes. It is completely standalone, and it's a beautiful place. I encourage you to come out and check it out. A little bit more about Padre Dam: over 160 miles of sewer mains, almost 400 miles of water mains. We have 29 reservoirs throughout the water district and 19 pump stations. Reservoirs, you've seen many of these around the community. These are rather capital intensive facilities. This one, for example, is a 2 million gallon tank. The replacement cost of a facility like this is in the neighborhood of $7 to $10 million. Pump stations scattered throughout, again, the district. These are very expensive facilities as well. We have about $30 million invested in these pump facilities with a maintenance staff to keep the water flowing throughout our large water district. So just a little bit about the system and the work that is involved in maintaining that system. There are so many programs and projects and activities that occur in the maintenance area on the water and wastewater system every day. It's hard to pick just a few, but here's a couple just to highlight. This is our valve replacement program. We have over 9,000 valves in the system. These valves age and decay. It's important for us to replace these valves so that the system operates at an optimal level. In our water quality department, we have somebody watching the system 24/7, making sure that there's water in all of the reservoirs, that it's being moved appropriately around the district, that our water quality is at the highest level. And again, this is important work. Cathodic protection is an area where this group works to extend the life of all of our facilities and infrastructure through coatings, through cathodic protection devices, and again, this maximizes our investments. Sewer crews are on the western end of the service area, primarily in Santee. So if you're a western service area customer and you have sewer services with us, you will see these crews around your community. The system is very intricate and involved. We camera the system on a regular basis to make sure that it's working appropriately and that we can get ahead of any kind of potential failures in the system before they happen, hopefully. Capital improvement is also an important program. These are multi-million-dollar projects investing in your system. Here's an example of a roof change-out. This is a reservoir roof. This project, for example, was a $5.5 million roof retrofit project. So that's a little bit about your district. Let's get right into the dollars. Okay, so why is it important for us to make rate adjustments? Everything that we do centers around a plan. We have a strategic plan, a 10-year strategic plan that feeds into a 5-year business plan. And then what we do is we conduct what's called a cost of service study to determine how much it will cost to adequately maintain your water and wastewater systems. All of these plans and a cost of service study feed into the proposed rates. When we do the cost of service study, it tells us how much it will cost to maintain these systems. On the water operations side, this is a chart that shows 2018 to 2022, and it shows us that in 2018, the cost to maintain that system will be $43.4 million. In 2022, that number will be $45.6 million, an increase. On the sewer side, same analysis, 2018, the system will require $15.7 million to maintain at an appropriate level. That number goes to $17.4 million to maintain at an appropriate level by 2022. So the question, I think an appropriate question, is what is causing these rate increases? Cost of living continues to go up, as you know, in your household budget. There's some drivers on the district side that have caused these fees and cost expenses to go up. Regulatory compliance, legal compliance, energy costs, construction, materials and supplies, and insurance all are examples of increases that impact the cost to maintain this system. I think an appropriate question is to ask, okay, what has the district done to mitigate some of these costs? What have you done to control expenses? I want to share with you just a couple. There's numerous to share, but we only have time for a couple. One of the most expensive components of our budget, of course, is employees. And what have we done in this area to help mitigate costs? With reduced water demands, what have we done to again mitigate those additional expenses? Employee levels. This is a chart that shows back in 2010 we had 142 full-time employees at Padre Dam. Today, 2017, we have 114, a significant reduction. And then the blue bars show the next 5-year business plan and how we're proposing to go down another 5 to 6 full-time equivalents. So we will go down a total of 34 positions at Padre Dam, again, in efforts to mitigate and control the rate adjustments as best as we can. Another area that I think is significant is this one, and this is the retirement fund. And this chart shows that in 2011, the employees were contributing about $100,000 towards their retirement fund. Today, in 2017, they're contributing almost $900,000 to that same fund. This is $900,000 that the district no longer has to pay. And so that helps to keep rates lower than they would have normally. So these are two examples of how we have tried to shave expenses on your behalf. So the big question, I think, for you is, what is the monthly impact? You're talking about rate increases. You're talking about adjusting our rates. What is that going to look like on my monthly water and sewer bill? Here is what we believe that's going to look like. So this is a water bill example, and we have three different types of customers. We have a low water user. We have a typical customer that uses about 900 cubic feet per month. That's a typical customer in our district. You might fall into that category. And then we have a very high user, 30 HCF per month. This is a very high water user. So we wanted to give you three examples of what this looks like. So what is the bill impact? What is the monthly impact for each of these types of customers? For the low water user, it's about $2 a month increase on your water bill. For the typical customer, it's only 35 cents per month increase on the water bill. And then for the high user, of course, a little bit higher, about $8.76 per month increase on the bill. That's the water side. On the sewer side, similar analysis. A low water user, 300 cubic feet, as about $3.79 increase per month. The typical customer, about 7 HCF, That's about $3.39 per month. And then a high user, 12 HCF, is about $2 per month increase. So that gives you an example of what types, what you can expect on your water and sewer bill in terms of increases that we're proposing through this new 5-year business plan. I think another component that you need to be aware of is something that we don't have control over, and that is where we buy our water, the San Diego County Water Authority, and where we send about half of our wastewater, San Diego Metro wastewater system. These are costs that are passed through to customers, and we can only estimate on what those are going to look like. And we've done that for you here. We estimate that the cost of your water on the water side through County Water Authority, a pass-through will be equivalent to about $1 per month increase. Now this is $1 on top of, let's say, the typical water customer on the Padre side of 35 cents. So the total would be $1.35 increase on your water bill. On the wastewater side, we think that increase is going to be about $1.70. Again, you need to add these numbers to the Padre Dam increase, and that gives you your total bill impact. But these are pass-throughs that you should be aware of. You need to know that we buy our water from County Water Authority. Their rates go up as well, and we have no control over that. And then the San Diego Metro wastewater, their rates go up as well, and these are passed through to the customers. We want to make you aware of that. So also want to make you aware that we have tools and resources available to you. We have resources that help you control your water use and lower your water bill. We have an automatic meter reading system that sends data to our headquarters, and then that data is available to you online through a system called Aquahawk. And you can log onto our website and you can access your account and you can see exactly how much water you're using. You can set alerts, so if you use more water in a day than you typically do, you can get a text message that says, hey, something doesn't look quite right. Or if you have a leak, it will tell you that you've got a continuous flow, again, giving you a text message or an email to let you know that something isn't quite right with your water use. Our customer service staff stand by ready to help you in that regard. There's a couple questions that are out there that I want to answer for you. One is, hey, I'm using less water, and why is my bill still going up? I'm going to try to explain this. This isn't exactly great news, but I think you're owed an explanation. This is a chart that shows our water sales over the last several years. 2007, we were selling almost 16,000 acre feet of water. We buy water in acre feet. An acre foot is, if you envision a football field, about a foot high with water. That's an acre foot of water, and that amount of water satisfies a typical single-family home, two single-family homes for about a year. Just as a FYI. Today, though, so we were selling almost 16,000 acre feet back in 2007. Today, in 2016-17, we're only selling 8,000 acre feet, half of the water that we used to. And so that has an impact on the unit price. And we have fixed costs that are associated with maintaining the system. So when the water comes into our system, it enters our 29 reservoirs, our 500 miles of pipelines, our pump stations, fleet and equipment are necessary to maintain. All of these have a cost to them that don't change and don't change regardless of how much water is flowing through the system. Our repair and maintenance crews still need to maintain the system. Our water quality and operations folks still need to analyze and supervise the system on a 24-hour basis. Our finance, billing, and customer service. We still have debt service on existing investments, engineering, insurance. All of these things are fixed costs that don't change no matter how much water flows through the system. So we did an analysis to determine what exactly is our fixed cost that doesn't change no matter what. And that cost comes to about $24 million on an annual basis. So what does that look like when we're talking about flow through the system? So if you have 15,000 acre feet, like we were distributing back in 2007, that has a price per unit, per acre foot. totally different than if you're only pushing 8,000 acre feet through the system. If you're selling 15,000 acre feet, that cost per unit, $24 million, divided by 15,000 acre feet, you come up with $1,600 approximately, about $1,600. If you're only selling 8,000 acre feet, that means that cost per unit through that $24 million system is almost double. It's $3,000 per acre foot. That impacts our water bills. Unfortunately, there's a fixed component with maintaining the system that cannot change regardless of how much water is flowing through. Again, not great news, but it's something that I think you need to know about and you need to understand so that you can see why rates continue to rise, even though you're doing such an awesome job, a great job of conserving water. Another question is, how does Padre Dam rates compare to other districts? I get this a lot, and I have friends that ask me, hey, I heard Padre Dam has some of the highest rates in the county. And we do have higher rates than the average. This is a graph that shows the average San Diego County water bill in San Diego County. This goes from Chula Vista up to a survey from Chula Vista all the way up to Oceanside. It's about $62. The average Padre Dam water bill is about $86, so above the average. But we're not the highest in the county. There are other water districts that have higher water bills than us. And the highest water bill in San Diego County is about $95. So the question is, why are we above the average? Why aren't we average in terms of price? Well, there's some drivers, and it's very difficult to compare one water district to another because there's so many factors. I'm going to share with you 3 factors that really impact Padre Dam's water rates: our large service area, our significant elevation change, and the fact that we don't have local water. First, the large service area. What this means is when we have less density in a water district, we have more infrastructure. So we have longer pipelines, we have more reservoirs, we have more pump stations, and of course we have staff to maintain all of those. And so what that means is we have more costs. And our district goes from Santee all the way up to Alpine. Part of that is a significant elevation change. There's over a 2,500 foot elevation change from Santee up to Alpine, and that has costs associated with it. 19 pump stations, again, $20 to $30 million of investment in those pump stations. The most significant, though, is no local water supply. Just a little over half of the water agencies in San Diego County have their own local water supply. That means they have water available to them, some at which at no cost. For example, there is a water district connected to us, adjacent to us, that is allowed to extract water out of the ground through legal action that occurred back in 1930. They're able to extract 20% of their water supply directly from the ground at no cost. There's of course cost to pumping and some treatment, but that's free water that greatly positively impacts their rates. We don't have access to. Another water district adjacent to us owns a reservoir up in Julian. When it snows up there and rains up there, they collect that water. It flows down here to them, and again, that's free raw water that they're able to put into their system at no cost to the ratepayers. And so, unfortunately, Padre Dam doesn't have that same benefit, and those are the impacts that and issues that we have to deal with in terms of our rates. So we still believe that the rates, tap water is still a really good deal. When you look at the fact that it's delivered to your home for less than 2 cents a gallon compared to other commodities, we think it's a good deal. I want to thank you for taking time to learn a little bit more about your water district. I want to offer that if you have additional questions, to please contact the district. I'm happy to meet with you and talk more about your rates. Again, I think it's important for you to hear directly from me as to why these rate adjustments are important. I stand behind them. I believe they're important. I firmly believe that it's our obligation as water professionals to turn these systems over better than when we found them. We have to turn them over to our children and our grandchildren in a condition that is solid and secure, because again, our health and our safety and our economy all depend on this very important system. Thank you again for watching. Appreciate it.